It's week 6 of the NFL, and this one features the Steamers' leader at quarterback. He had a solid performance a week ago, throwing for 3 touchdowns. It's the Steamers and the Monarchs. All that and more coming up next on EA Sports.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Straight ahead, it's a matchup of unbeatens between the Memphis Steamers and the London Monarchs. Brennan Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. And CD, you think about matchups in the NFL, you're usually thinking this offense versus this defense. But this game here, we get 2 different offensive philosophies that are matching up in this one.
Yeah, we certainly do, because on one side, you've got a team that not only loves to throw the football, they do it quite well. They're the #1 passing offense in the league. And on the other sideline, the ground game is their strength. They're a top 5 unit in the league. So contrasting styles of moving the football. To me, this is going to make for a very interesting ball game.
Set to go now in week 6 of the NFL season, and we are underway on EA Sports. This one taken just inside the 10. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And leading them out is their 5th-year quarterback.
I tell you what, when he's on schedule for that week, secondaries take notice because you've got to stay alert back there on every snap. A truly powerful arm, one that's capable of challenging any level of the defense on any given play. That's why so many scouts preach arm talent when preparing for the NFL draft. A quarterback with arm strength to make every throw in the book, he's an asset to have in any offense.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. And right away, he lost the football. And they're already in the red zone. The 18-yard line is where they take over.
As you and I both know, one reason teams script plays to start a game is so they can practice them ahead of time. I will guarantee you that fumble was not in the script.
You don't think they had fumble written next to play 1 there?
No, that was never in the script because they want to have good memories when they go into a ball game, not something that could have gone wrong.
So now you've got their offense coming out for the first time with great initial field position. And here's a look at their leader, standing 6'4".
And he's playing at a very high level here in this early part of the season. In fact, he leads the NFL in passing yards. Now, that's not always an indicator of success, but in his case, it is.
They'll come out throwing here on first down. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And they've got this down to about the 12-yard line. 2nd and 4. And he's got his man in stride, complete. First catch so far for the man who led the NFL coming into the weekend. He's got a first down.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down, executed it to perfection. And they'll let the fullback try and take him home. And he is into the end zone for a touchdown. A great play there. His first touchdown on the year. And the Steamers use the early turnover to get on the board first here in this one. Week after week, Charles, when we see this offense operate, I don't know, they just seem to get more impressive.
They certainly do, and let's face it, it's no surprise they're the best in the NFL in scoring. This team designs things well and executes even better. And here, it only takes a few snaps before they're in the end zone. That's how they demoralize teams. That's how they put them on notice.
Footing always a concern, but the extra point's up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Taken from about the 12. touchdown. He returns the kick 88 yards to the house. And the Monarchs are an extra point away from evening this one up. Well, go ahead and strap in, partner. Less than 2 minutes in, had the score on the one side. A quick answer, though, to get the equalizer.
Sometimes you get that sense of urgency that ratchets up, right? When you give up an early touchdown like that, you just know you're like, okay, how do we go back and equalize things? Can we get it done fast? And they absolutely did. Essentially, we're back to even, aren't we?
Extra point right down the middle, and we are tied at 7. And no doubt one of the most, if not the most exciting play we'll see in this game. The kick return all the way to the end zone for 6 points. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. Well, a dangerous return man showing it here. A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. Back onto the field comes this offense, ready for their second drive. And this ball game, clearly the game of the year so far. It's not very often that you find 2 unbeaten teams playing each other this late in the season, but that's what we have here. 2 heavyweights in the NFL.
You're right about that, and you think about recent memories, so let's take a little ginkgo right now and go down memory lane, right? 2007, 7-0 Colts, 8-0 Patriots. The Pats won 24-20. They ended up going 16-0 in the regular season before they lost in the Super Bowl against the Giants. How about 2015? 6-0 Broncos, 6-0 Packers. Denver won 29-10. And in 2020, Steelers and Titans were both 5-0. Pittsburgh won that one.
And now following the completion, we're going to get a stoppage here for an injury. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. They'll look to throw here. Going right side here, and that's complete. Touchdown! A great effort there with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Steamers have moved out in front. Boy, Charles, this offense is just so explosive. They lead the league in scoring, and another example of just how good they are right there on that play.
Yeah, we often overstate about how explosive teams are, but this team is truly a threat to score on every snap, especially on the first few plays of any series. And a big strike like that only adds to their reputation as the league's best offense.
The drive there only spanning 3 plays. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. From the 10. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Called it the 26. Back onto the field comes this offense, ready for their second drive. Last time out, they had the fumble. That led to the touchdown. Not a great look on either side of the ball as the defense gave up the points too, Charles. But they've got to take care of the football and do better here on this possession.
It's certainly been a tough stretch, partner, for both of those units, and they kind of put their defensive mates in a really tough spot there by dropping the ball on the ground. But an easy way to make it up to them, get out there now and get some points on this drive.
The numbers for him from a week ago. A boatload of carries, 116 yards.
I think he's exactly where he wants to be coming into a game, partner, because he has to still be riding the momentum from last week when he broke the century mark in rushing and had one of his best individual efforts of the season. I would expect that there's more from him on the way after that type of a game, and I know his teammates and coaches, they feel exactly the same way.
Give him 14 on that one and a first down.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, they always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
Back to throw now on first down. And his throw's going to be incomplete. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line.
Even against double coverage, he found enough of an opening for a noticeable gain. 2 guys on him, yet he finds a way to uncover downfield for the completion.
So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. To the sideline, and wow, what a catch there. He doesn't get a lot, but he was able to get the feet down complete. Again, he'll drop to throw. He's going to sling this deep downfield.
And this one incomplete. Oh, he couldn't hang on to it in the end zone, and that's one that'll haunt you. And now it brings up 3rd down.
Being chased out left. And a good job defensively. They stop him short of the 1st at the 32. He'll wind up getting 4 yards there on his own, but it also brings up 4th down.
That looked great when he first took off because in my mind, there was room to run, and he had the marker in his sight. But I certainly didn't expect him to close so quickly, and neither did he. They got to him just in time, and now that forced him to make a decision with his 4th down call.
That is inches from the upright. It's no good. Wide to the left.
Always disappointing when you miss a field goal, but when you're playing against a defense this good, you and I both know that's a crucial miss because you can't afford to leave any points out there. You've got to take them when you can.
And now this offense comes back out onto the field. And they are trying to create some separation within the division. And look, CD, I know that this is still the first half of the season, but this is a big matchup no matter where it falls because these are the top 2 teams right now in that division.
And if you can build a bit of a cushion as you head towards the second part of the season, that allows you to survive the expected injuries, potential upset losses, all of those things, and still be in good shape.
Here's a 2nd and 7. And he will find his man on the outside. And he goes out of bounds. It looks like right at the 50. His first catch, good for 8 and a 1st down.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target, and he's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
They follow up the gain of 5 by only getting 1 there on 2nd down.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the 1st down.
Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete. They'll set up to throw. Looking for his tight end on the corner. It's complete. A big pickup there, 20 yards as they convert on 4th. Both sides were holding their breath there on that 4th down play, and the offense can breathe a sigh of relief.
And both knew exactly where the 1st down markers were. You know the defense is trying to guard those sticks and try and keep people in front, but somehow, some way, those guys found a way to pick it up.
So they get the conversion on 4th, and now from the 25, they operate with a 1st and 10.
Back to throw. And a penalty flag comes in as that one winds up incomplete, but the contact is going to move the ball well downfield.
So the pass incomplete in the end zone, but the flag comes out for interference.
And now you're set up right on the doorstep of the goal line. 1 yard away changes what your play calls are going to be.
Now a throw to the end zone on 1st down, but it winds up incomplete. And he will fight his way into the end zone for a touchdown. A great play there.
His 2nd rushing touchdown on the year. And the Steamers have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. So the toss play effective, even down here near the goal line.
Yeah, and you're hoping the defense can miss too many men to stop the run in the middle of the field and that your blockers can gain a little bit of an advantage. And when they do, foot race to the pylon, and this time he had the speed to win that race.
Out comes the kicking team here for the extra point. And we'll see if this rain affects the team's decisions going forward, but they kick it here, and it's good. So that drive takes them down the field in 8 plays. And it ends with a 1-yard touchdown run. From the 10. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. London about set to take over on offense. And they were in field goal range the last time out, but couldn't connect.
And it's early in the game, so I don't think that the confidence just goes entirely out of, running your kicker back out there. But let's face it, some coaches have a little bit less patience for that than others. Let's see if they call the game differently now in terms of what they do on drives and not try and settle for field goals.
8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on second and short. So this game of our, Charles, the talk of the NFL world all week. 2 unbeaten teams. You rarely see such a matchup this deep into a season.
I would agree with that because normally you might get one.
And that's caught inside the 35. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. It'll go as an impressive 31-yard gain.
And this offense needed something to try and seize the momentum a little bit. That might have been exactly what they needed. Now they have a chance to go downfield and score and cut into the lead.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. They're going to look to throw. And this is incomplete. Very lucky to get that one back. That nearly picked. It's 2nd down now. And 2nd and 10. He'll look to throw again. And he'll be brought down at the 27. They missed a field goal on their last drive. Here they need something to even get into field goal range on 3rd down. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line. So a first interception thrown for him there, and that really not the best decision either.
Not at all, and that's something he did not do in their victory last week. No interceptions in that game, but this defense, they're able to take advantage of an early mistake. Now let's see if they're going to turn it into points.
Here's Memphis to once again go on offense. Right now, everything they touch turns to gold. This is their 4th possession. Touchdowns on their first 3 possessions. I mean, this defense, they can't seem to stop them. It's like they're on skates.
Great analogy, Brandon, because they are pushing them back and winning everything at the line of scrimmage. They've just been laying down tracks towards the opposite end zone. So to themselves, all they're saying is, if we don't make a mistake, there's no way they can stop us.
Toward the sideline, and he will have the first down as he was able to keep the feet in bounds. It's a 10-yard pickup, and it moves the chains. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
Here's a handoff out of the gun. And 3 yards there takes him to the 45. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And he's got the first down yardage as he brings this up to the 47.
That's about what you would expect since they're so efficient on picking up third downs in the top 5 in the NFL. It's all a mindset, and I'm guarantee you, it started in the offseason. Third down's important to them. They find a way to pick them up at a very good clip.
A couple of first downs on the drive already, as they'll go from the 47 now on first down. Back to throw here. Throwing right, and that's complete.
And the tackle going to be made at the 38.
Complete to number 85. A gain of 15. And the Memphis first down.
A pretty wild first quarter. 21-7, our score. On to the second quarter. Memphis in possession of the football. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And a very determined run there as he'll take this all the way down to the 27. Good effort. 11 more on that one and another first down.
We both know it's difficult, but they've made it look effortless out there. Through the air, on the ground, they've moved the ball with relative ease.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down.
And he edges forward, but only gets a pair of yards out of it. And it's second down.
And they'll run on the inside handoff. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. Out of the gun now on third down. And the throw there going to be incomplete. Now on fourth down, out comes the field goal unit here. On the right hash, it's a 43-yard attempt. And this one is right through. And they will open things up a bit more. It's 24-7.
Well, they already had the early lead, and they get the interception, Charles, and now they add 3 more with the field goal.
Yeah, they're in control of how this game is playing out so far. You mentioned the early lead. Now they're expanding on it, getting plays on both sides of the ball. A winning recipe if they can keep this up.
Getting set to go again as we look at the back, heading onto the field again. And for him, it's been pretty limited involvement down on the scoreboard. Maybe time to turn to this guy.
And you know me well. Winning games to me means starting with the running game and continuing to press the running game. Maybe you go away from him a little bit now, but the bottom line is he hasn't touched it enough to make a difference.
Well, they haven't established that running game yet. The question is, will they? A good pickup there, 21 yards.
Now that's the kind of big play you'd like to see. This first half, it hasn't gone their way, and they could use a shot in the arm, something to perk them up a bit. And they get one here in the passing game.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. From the gun, they'll try to run it. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
He's across midfield to the 48-yard line. It's the pickup of 6.
Now back to throw. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end.
And he'll be brought down just shy of the 40.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a first down.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
He's brought down at the 39-yard line.
Here's 2nd and 8. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line.
You ask tight ends about their favorite routes to run, and surprisingly, this will pop up as one of their staples because they run so many routes in the middle of the field. How about this one? Starts downfield, bends it to the corner. Great touch on the football, and they turn that one into a big play.
1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line.
And they'll run again, but he will go backwards as he's stopped for a loss.
That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
Big play coming here. It's 3rd and goal.
Looking to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
Second time in this game, Charles, the ball has squirted out from his hands. Luckily, his teammate was there to pounce on it.
You're right. Got the lucky bounce, able to retain possession. You know, we often talk about the combine and why do we measure quarterbacks' hands. Is that really a big deal? It's for situations like this. Do you have the hands big enough and strong enough to hold on to the football while being jostled?
And his kick is good. And that will close the gap down to 14. So he gets a shot at atoning for the earlier miss here in the first half and able to knock it through.
And what a relief for him, don't you think? Because how many games have we done where kickers missed one early and never gotten a chance to atone for it the rest of the game? That's a lot to carry around.
Fielded right around the 8. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29.
A look at the running back, the man out of the backfield as he gears up to go again. A good job in the passing game, decent job in the running game, but really they've been more effective through the air. We'll see if that shifts at all as this goes on.
Thus far, it feels like they're calling this game in reverse. Normally you run to set up the pass. Here it feels like they're passing, hoping to set up the run and be more effective later on in the game.
Yeah, you can do it both ways. We usually talk about it in the reverse, however.
No doubt about it.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield.
49 yards rushing for him now as he's run it 11 times. Well, that is a running back who is not about to go down easily. He fought his way through the contact until the seas opened up for him.
Yeah, and this defense has had its share of problems getting guys to the ground. And here's another example. They never should have allowed this play to gain as many yards as it did, but poor tackling early in the play led to big yardage after the fact.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he's got this down a yard or two shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and it'll be second down.
Hands it off out of the gun.
And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39. On third and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack.
I think this defense, Charles, realizing the deficit they're facing, they're going to have to step up and make more plays like we just saw there.
Yeah, those are the type of plays that can focus a defense because, as we know, they've had their trouble so far in this one. But they just proved to themselves that they can get to it, and I expect them to continue to bring that type of pressure in order to try and turn around their fortunes.
And they'll send out their punter now as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. And no one there to stop it. Hits at the 8, but it carries all the way into the end zone for a touchback. There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. He's just been looking for some space. I'm not going to pin it on him or the offensive line, but they need to get this run game going better.
Sometimes you just have to credit the defense. They came in with a plan themselves. So I think now you try and mix things up a little bit. Get the ball in the hands of some other people, find some other playmakers, but always let the defense believe that he's still a threat.
I was going to say, don't forget about it.
No, don't take him totally out of the game.
One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he'll get only a couple up to the 22.
This offense on third down today, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 8. He'll look to throw. Under pressure, and down he goes. Call it a loss of 4 there on the sack. And speaking of the number 4, it brings up 4th down now.
These sacks now, they're starting to pile up, Charles. And that front 7 defensively, they've had their way with this offensive line.
And I think at this stage, we have to start thinking about different play calls. We've got to start helping this quarterback out because the entire game he's been under siege. I don't care what the down and distance. They've got to get the ball out of his hands a lot quicker.
And he was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. Shifts by him. That'll go as a punt of 32 yards. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. He's going to flip one out here to his running back.
And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line.
But they certainly made a point of getting him involved in the passing game here in the first half. They must have seen something in the scouting that said, hey, we can capitalize on him getting the ball possibly in the open field. And I think in the second half, that may loosen up the defense a little bit to get the running game going back inside.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman, both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
And a nice gain of 21 yards.
And that was a beautifully executed screen pass. They let the rushers get upfield and get the escorts in front, meaning the offensive linemen, other blockers out in front, completed the pass beautifully. So now you've got all that open space with big guys leading the way.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Got a man, and he hits him in stride.
And they've got this down to about the 12-yard line.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
They'll look to throw again. Throwing middle, and it's complete. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. Now another timeout called for by the offense as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. From the 2 now, 2nd and goal. They'll try to run this one in. And this is not going to do it as he's stopped at the 2-yard line. It'll go as no gain on the play, and now they're looking at a 3rd and goal. Another shot here from the 2 as they come up on 3rd and goal. Now here's a look for the end zone, but that one's going to wind up incomplete. They'll drop to throw. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They try to throw on 4th and goal from the 2, and the ball will go over on the goal line stand. They kept it in the air on 4th, Charles. They ran on 1st and 2nd down, tried it through the air on 3rd and 4th. Couldn't come away with anything on 4th and goal.
And remember, in these situations, the field is really condensed. Everything is squeezed tight. So as a defender, you can actually take more chances here because they won't have as much time to throw the football, and a receiver really can't run past you. If they do, they run out the back of the end zone. Nice job by the D, shutting them down.
And he'll go out of bounds after getting this across the 15. So we have come to halftime in what's already a 2-touchdown game. As it's time now to send you back stateside to Orlando, Florida, and check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime. Message received here. No need to wait. We're going to skip halftime and get right back to the action. Here comes the third quarter. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. And we will not have a run back here as the second half starts with a touchback. And this offense set to go now to begin the third quarter. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. Yeah, he'll fight for a couple as the tackle is made at about the 32. They'll set up a throw. And he's got his man on the out route. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs.
And that one was a lot of fun right there because that was the game within the game. 3rd and short, blitz was on. What's the key for the quarterback? Get out of your hands in a hurry. And that was a quick little completion. Got the job done for a first down.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. They'll look to throw. And he's got his man in stride, complete.
The first down pass. Complete to number 18. 10 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and inches at their 48-yard line.
A good gain on first has him set up with 2nd and just a couple of inches now from the 29. He'll look to throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Back to throw again. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And they're going to work this down to about the 32-yard line. Whatever the discussions were at halftime to try to slow down this offense, it has not worked to this point.
Yeah, I have a vision right now of everything that was discussed at the half just being torn in shreds or being erased off of the Microsoft Surface tablets because none of it is working. They are really locked in on offense.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. 2nd and 2. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he's going to be brought down at about the 16. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing, playing against a good quarterback like he is, to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
Touchdown! An 11-yard touchdown. And the Steamers take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead.
That drive that really increased their cushion felt very military to me. Very precise, methodical. That's one of the words you've taught me. And they just got it done.
And slowly but surely now starting to pull away a little bit. Things looking good for them here in the third quarter.
Not only pulling away, but you mentioned that slowly but surely. You also drain clock, too, with a drive like that. So you really give yourself an advantage.
Extra point splits the uprights. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This is taken just shy of the 10. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
2nd and 9 now. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. They'll look to throw for it on 3rd and 1.
And that is too far out in front of his intended target. Incomplete.
And on now is the punter as he'll kick it away for the second time. Now a hit and a loose football. And his guys are going to get the football at the 23-yard line.
I feel like you and I could be in our backyard with our dads right now. What did they always say when they were throwing us the ball? Look it all the way in. Make sure you secure it. That had the feeling of not happening there on that play, that he didn't have full control of the ball.
When that punt's coming in, I've never returned punts, but I would imagine it's tough to monitor those guys coming full steam.
And now, as with every potential turnover, they're going to take a second look at this just to make sure. And the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of the football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. They're continuing to rock and roll, and at intermission, you know, maybe sometimes you fear after such a good first half of a letdown, but that wasn't the case.
And what I remember most about being in those situations is exactly what you're talking about. You almost have that sense of satisfaction. You're like, we're doing really well. I remember one time someone saying, winning's fun, but so is playing really well. Why would we want to do otherwise? That was the message, to keep the intensity up, to keep things going, and that's exactly what we're seeing here from this team.
Yeah, it's helped them extend their lead. And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. They'll look to throw here, and he comes back with one complete.
And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48.
This offensive game plan has just been sensational. I mean, when you think about all the different ways they've gotten their receivers open so far, it's really been impressive. Scheme, design, execution.
Now a pass dumped off to his running back. Here's 2nd and 10.
Again, he'll drop to throw. Going to throw right side here, complete.
And he's going to be marked down just inside the 35.
This is just more of the same. This defense has had no answer on a lot of these throws. They've let these receivers run wild, and here's another completion for good yardage.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27. Second and 3. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end.
And he'll be marked down right at the 20-yard line.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he'll get this one down to about the 17. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. They'll set up to throw. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. A solid pickup of 13 sets him up 1st and goal.
And I'll tell you what, this offense is playing a little bit of keep away right now. They've come out here in the 3rd quarter, possessed the ball for quite a while, and they keep on converting. Nice pitch and catch there to set up the 1st and goal.
And he's maybe going to get this back to the 4, but that's about all. Line of scrimmage, again the 4-yard line. 2nd and goal. And it's caught. Touchdown. From 4 yards out.
And the Steamers will add on to their lead here in the final minute of the 3rd. So another touchdown there, and even though we're still just here in the 3rd quarter, kind of hard now to see them giving up this lead.
And this is just an offense that's imposing its will right now. You name it, they're able to do it. If you're the play caller, whatever you want to select is there. You want to run it, you want to throw it, pick a play, any play. They're rocking and rolling right now.
Point after, right down the middle. And that'll increase their lead to 28. That one in the books as a 12-play drive. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. London about set to take over on offense. Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD, and if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here, maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right about that, because it has been pretty clear who the better team has been in this one. And in a league that we talk about every game being a one-score game as we go into it, watching this blowout, let's just say it's been unusual.
Welcome back now here in London.
Ball at the 24 and a 2nd and 11.
A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4. A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete. This offense so far on 3rd down, a pretty woeful 0 for 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 11. He'll drop to throw. And this is going to be incomplete.
Intended for number 85, incomplete. It's 4th down.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. Going up top. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The 4th down pass play doesn't work out. And the ball will go over on downs on the short side of the field. So the defense has to stay out and get one more stop. They were able to do it, forcing the incompletion.
So on their record, that goes down as a successful play. Doesn't matter how they got there, how it happened. They got it done. They're the ones that are jubilant.
On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack.
91 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
Saw it through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. 2nd and 4. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up 3rd down. Back to throw. And probably the wise decision there. No one open. He just throws it away. And that keeps the field goal on the table as it's 4th down. And his kick is right there. It's good, and that will extend their lead even further.
So the starting field position was terrific following the surprising turnover on downs, but the end result, only 3 points.
Simply stated, I think you have to look at that as a missed opportunity.
Fielded right around the 8.
The lane opens here. He's past the 30.
And all in all, a pretty solid return. Nearly got it to the 35. They'll mark him down officially at the 34.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll try and start this drive in the air.
A quick throw knocked away and incomplete.
From the 34, they'll come to the line on 2nd and 10. They're going to look to throw. And this is going to be caught, but they'll say out of bounds. So it's incomplete. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And that will be incomplete as well.
Intended for number 89. Incomplete. Sets up 4th down.
Got to try it here. He's back to throw. He's going to look deep down the field. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And that will force a turnover on downs. Well, that's another mistake there on the drop pass on 4th. And we've seen him do things like this all game.
It's not hard to figure out why they're down by that deficit. They haven't made plays that are going to keep them in the game or win the game all game long. That's another example right there. It all boils down at the end of it to execution. Either you make the play or you don't.
On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24.
Yeah, another good run there. He's been such a big part of their success here this afternoon. And that last carry, it puts him over 100 yards now for the day.
2nd down and inches. And they were looking to set up the screen, but that's going to be incomplete. Almost wound up going the other way. Well covered defensively, and it'll bring up 3rd down. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And they're going to get this down inside the 15. Well, there's absolutely been no stopping this offense today. They already have the big lead, obviously. Here in the 4th quarter, they could coast to the end, but right now they're not passing up any chances to put up some garbage time yardage.
And, partner, why would they? Because who knows the next time you'll be playing as well as you have today. When you're in that zone, you go ahead and take full advantage of it. You don't worry about your opponent.
Touchdown! A great effort there. His 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Steamers add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week. Boy, he has been fun to watch throwing the football in this one. It's certainly not fun for that defense, though, Charles. Now up to 4 touchdown passes in this ball game.
Yeah, we're supposed to be neutral, but I'm feeling their pain right now because he has absolutely carved up the secondary. A clinic on how to attack a defense and take them out of the game.
This one taken just inside the 10. And he nearly broke that for more, but as it is, still a good return. They'll start the drive right around the 37. London about set to take over on offense. That 5-game win streak is ticking away here in the 4th quarter. Just haven't been as sharp in this one. They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. Wide open receiver, complete. And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield. On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. Over the middle, it's complete. And he's going to be taken down just shy of the 35. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this 2nd half. Here's 1st and 10. He'll look to throw. Oh, there's that man again. It's complete. And they're going to get this down inside the 20. So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20. From the gun, he'll hand this off. And he is going to lose yardage here. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
I think this offense, specifically this running game, they're going to have to find a way to turn the page because they haven't found a way to run it effectively thus far, and it's cost them.
So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And just a couple yards there down to the 17. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the 1st down. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. So now here comes the field goal team for the 3rd time today. From the left hash, this from 34. And his kick is good. And they'll get back 3, but this remains a large deficit. Well, in the grand scheme of things, those 3 points likely not going to matter much, but I guess they get a little closer, a little more respectability.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been outplayed all game long, but like my mom used to tell me all the time before I went out, dress up a little bit, son. Make yourself respectable. And that's what they're doing here. They're just dressing up the final score.
Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. You just kind of feel for the defense right now. This deficit, they have not been able to stop them the entire game, Charles. And some hands on hips, some long faces out there on the defensive side. They're like, oh, my gosh, we got to face these guys again here.
Yeah, people don't understand how hard it is when you're on the side that's being dominated to keep your head up and continue to play hard. And that's what they're going through right now, trying to find that pride inside of them to allow them to continue to fight, even though they are down huge in this game.
Here's a handoff out of the gun. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down. So they bring out their punter as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. Fair catch taken just inside the 40-yard line. Only 29 yards on the punt there. Definitely not his best. And out will come the offense as they take over. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Firing quickly here, and that's complete.
The pass complete to number 89. 2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8.
Here's 2nd and 8. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45. They'll look to throw now on 1st down. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And they're going to get this down to about the 37. They'll look to throw again. And his throw here's incomplete. The offense on 3rd down, it has been a disaster. 0 for 8 thus far. This time it's 3rd and 3. Now they go screen. It's complete. Yeah, this is only going to be a gain of 2. He needed 3. It's 4th and 1. So out comes the field goal team once more. From the right hash, this from 53. That's running out of steam, and it won't get there. He left it just short. No good, and they will remain well behind.
Now, if this was a clear day in September, I'd say this is well within his range. I'd feel very confident about this kick, but let's be honest about it. In these elements, the difficulty level gets ratcheted up by at least a factor of 5.
And he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. 2nd down and 7. So it's our visitors with the football as we get you reset. They've got a 2nd down now as they look to salt this one away. And a gain of 4 gets them right to the midfield stripe. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first.
Taken down at the 43-yard line. A gain of 7. And the Memphis 1st down.
On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
A 3-yard pickup. Brings up 2nd and 7.
Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this one ends, and understandably so. Not only did they get the win, but boy, their offense was on fire in this ball game.
And partner, I have no idea what the top speed is on one of those high-end sports cars. What's the top gear you can get into? This offense, they certainly were there in this one, huh? Everything clicking for them in this contest, the kind of performance that they're going to cherish.
So for our visitors, they remain as hot as anyone at 6-0 now through the first month and a half. And they will head home next week to take on the Pittsburgh Steelers. Meanwhile, for the home team here, they taste defeat for the first time this season as they drop to 5-1. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week.